Rumored for quite some time, and now it's actually come true. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a bit of a press release I received yesterday or the day before, I don't remember when. And basically we're going to talk about the deal. So I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live at RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. ESPN reaches multi-year agreement to televise Premier Boxing Champions Series. PBC on ESPN to air 12 two-hour live shows annually on ESPN and the ABC. So what does this mean as a whole? What it means is, as we talked about before, or rumored that Friday Night Fights would be coming to an end. Friday Night Fights has come to an end, but yet you can expect for PBC on ESPN and ABC to fulfill that, as far as okay, let me put it this way. When I was hearing the rumors of Al Haymon maybe expanding Premier Boxing Champions to ESPN, I thought to myself, well, that's an ABC company. So he's trying to bring it back to boxing, back to ABC. He has the fighters to do so. So now, hello, that of course spells to me PBC on ABC, right? So you would think that now with PBC on ABC, PBC on CBS, PBC on NBC, and we're talking about national televised networks, and then he has so many networks under that, you have a situation right now where now you can say, okay, he's really dangerous. Now, we know that he can pull the numbers. For example, the Spike TV, I got that email too, but let me read the rest of this first. ESPN will televise Premier Boxing Champions, a series created for television by Haymon Boxing featuring top-level fights between many of boxing's biggest names. The multi-year agreement was announced today. That was, what was that? March the 18th. The first of the 12-hour annual live Premier Boxing Champions on ESPN, PBC on ESPN. Telecast is scheduled for Saturday, July 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. ESPN telecast will air live in primetime. ABC broadcast will air on Saturday afternoon, with further details to be announced later at a later date. ESPN Deportes, ESPN Spanish Language Network, will also televise all PBC on ESPN fights as a part of its Noche de Combates series. Live coverage will be available through Watch ESPN on computers, smartphone, tablets, Amazon Fire TV, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Chromecast, Roku, Xbox 360, Xbox One via an affiliated video provider. The agreement also includes worldwide rights via ESPN International. Card details for the first PBC telecast and subsequent shows will be announced at a later date. ESPN long-standing series Friday Night Fights will celebrate its last show Friday, May the 22nd, with the finals of the Boxino 2015 tournament. Willie Nelson won the 2014 Boxing tournament. He's fighting Gennady Golovkin. ESPN has a long history of carrying world-class boxing events, and the new Premier Boxing Champions Series continues our commitment to the sport with premier-level primetime fights previously only available on premium networks, says John Skipper, ESPN president. PBC on ESPN telecast will be produced by ESPN blow-by-blow commentator Joe Tessitore, analyst Teddy Atlas, both recipients of the prestigious Sam Twaib Award for Excellence in Broadcast Journalism presented by the Boxing Writers Association of America, will call fights ringside on ESPN and ABC. Additional on-air commentators will be announced at a later date. ESPN3, ESPN's live multi-screen sports network, will present 9 televised undercards bouts and PBC ESPN weigh-ins leading up to the fights. Stories of the fighters will be featured on ESPN.com and ESPN Sports Center. Boxing on ESPN has been a staple of ESPN boxing for nearly 35 years. ESPN, okay, I'll let you read the rest of it yourself. The man is just having his way. He's having his way, and it's really nothing we can do about it at this point in time. Boxing allowed for him to sign up all these fighters. It happened right there in front of all of our eyes. And now we just have to trust that he will provide the fights that we want to see. So when you look at the massive stable of here right now, it says Haymon Boxing Management is based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and manages and advises more than 200 professional fighters. and signing more and more each day. For example, he just signed somebody of note recently. I forgot who it was. A smaller Zala Katan. You probably don't know who he is, but he fought Ricky Burns. He's a 135-pound fighter. They're going to keep Teddy Atlas. They're going to keep the commentary, but it's going to have the PBC feel. As far as the budget is concerned, that's going to be something to look forward to, because we don't know if it's going to be a full PBC experience like the one on Spike TV, and the one on Spike TV and on NBC. We haven't seen the PBC on CBS, telecast yet. We haven't seen a PBC on Bounce TV telecast yet. And we may be hearing soon that PBC is going to be coming to BET, Black Entertainment Television, which is really technically a white American owned corporate company now. But basically, I see what he's doing. He has all the platforms and he has the fighters, but the concern of the boxing fans is we want him to work with other promoters. I understand he's got his own thing going on, but we want him to work with other promoters, so we get a lot more, super fights basically, or big fights. Like, I would love to see a guy like Timothy Bradley, or Brandon Rios or Marquez against a lot of these guys, or however long Marquez is around, and Ruslan Provodnikov. And when you think about a fight like Ruslan Provodnikov versus Lucas Matisse, fans wasn't confident that we would get a fight like that under Al Haymon. You see? So, it's certain things like that where, where I'm skeptical, because I'm thinking like, okay, all this is good. Yes, it's good for the sport, as far as publicity is concerned. But at the same time, you could be pulling those great numbers. Like, for example, you put Danny Garcia versus Rod Salka on national television about a year from now. To be honest with you, I believe it really would sell. I believe it really would be a ratings hit. But that's just because, and I don't want to get into, the details. I'm just thinking to myself, well, he's in a situation where he's getting to where he doesn't really have to put on the best possible fights. And Al Haymon has super fights for days. It's all about when will he give it to us, and how will he give it to us. For example, there's so many people we would love to see Adrian Broner fight, but will Al Haymon allow it? So PBC on ESPN will be starting July the 11th. The last episode of PBC ESPN Friday Night Fights, I believe they said, what date was that? May the 22nd. Yeah, that's the last day for the ESPN Friday Night Fights. It's going to be sad to see ESPN Friday Night Fights go, because it was something like a platform for up and coming boxers to get to like the next level. I don't even know. It's so many names. It's countless names. I'm also going to be doing a story on Bob Arum's new television venture with boxing on True TV. That deserves a video of its own. But I am T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all social media platforms. Also visit realcombatmedia.com for boxing, mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, health, and also interviews not only from myself, but from many others right down below in the description box. T Street Controversy, T Street Controversy Live.